Balance Growth Show. I'm live with you here. I'm Dr. Parry. And, today I want to talk to you a little bit about how we discuss workaholism. Workaholism is actually an addiction. It's in the DSM 5, which is the diagnostic tool that psychologists and psychiatrists use to help to prescribe interventions after they make a diagnosis. Now, a lot of people wear their workaholism as a badge of honor on their shoulder proudly, like, I am a workaholic, as though they're doing society a favor. The reality is typically this addictive behavior, if not an addiction now, at least is addictive behavior and a habit that can lead to neglecting relationships, lead also to taking a backseat to your health, your mental health, and also a lot of addictions like AA talks about, you tend to self-medicate. So that means there may be other habit forming or even addictions that you are supplementing to help deal with this addiction. The crazy thing is workaholics tend to work more when they're stressed, not less. That's not the balanced growth lifestyle. That's not what we talk about here at the Make Time Institute. And we definitely want those people to understand that if they're stuck in this workaholic trap, this workaholism that we may, again, wear as a badge of courage, it's likely that they don't have a fulfilling aspect at work anymore. Work becomes less fulfilling to them. They also work longer hours to try and deal with the stress of whatever it is. Maybe it is marketing's not working or clients need you more. If you're in a client-facing industry, therapy, financial advising, coaching, training, mentoring, it's important for you to show up for your clients. That's important for you to be there for them. And if the economy, like right now, is taking a dip, some people may be stressed out, worried about what they're doing next or what their business might look like. So they tend to work more during these time periods. Now, during COVID, as we interviewed over 250 financial advisors and business owners, we found that a lot of people who had decent balance were actually working more because they were stressed about the future, the unknowns. Now, what is that for this month of mental awareness, this month where we are focusing on how we can improve our mental health, how we can grow better and be better people? I will tell you right now that mental health is not separate from your physical health. We tend to put one and the other as some sort of, unrelated health discussion. Yet the more that I've studied at a psychological level and a master's degree, a PhD level on human development, the more I've realized that the brain is an organ that works. It has its own systems, but it works in conjunction with the nervous system, with your immune system, with all of the other systems in the body. Yes, it's a vital organ. Yes, it does perform things very, very differently than most other organs in the body. And we can discuss that ad nauseum about how the brain can take information in, it processes it, and produces responses back. However, because it sits in this human frame, this physical frame, we need to understand that the physical body, our physical health, is tightly related to mental health. So those of you out there touting mental health, I applaud you. Those of you out there saying, hey, let's make this not as stigmatic, I applaud you. However, I think we're approaching it even still from a wrong direction. We need to see this as holistic. We need to look at our mental health and even workaholism as a holistic structure. What are you as an individual? What are you as a human being? How do you take care of your physical body, your physical health? Now, what I found is in coaching for dozens of years now and speaking and researching on these topics, the more that we can become physically active and healthy in our nutrition, physically active, healthy in nutrition, and the more that we are spiritually connected. Those three I have found in my experience, in the research, in working with couples and individuals who struggle with this workaholic trap, that if they can find this outlet, not only do they feel more balanced, but it actually helps them to keep from falling back into the workaholic trap. There's been a recent study that has shown, I think it was out of the UK, showing that doctors who prescribe exercise as the first intervention for depression and anxiety were much more likely to see results than those who prescribed medication. There's all sorts of side effects with medication. There's all sorts of other unintended consequences and possibly other addictions to certain medications. Medications have its own right, have its own use. But I believe that it's often, instead of the second or third, the secondary, the tertiary intervention, it becomes the primary intervention. Our primary intervention should be, what can we do to strengthen our physical body? What do we need to do to be more physical, more active, more healthy nutritionally? I have found great solace in knowing that those three are actively connected: the spiritual, the physical, and the mental. And the more that I can affect one or the other, the better. When I'm more spiritual, when I'm more spiritually minded, and I'm more grateful, I'm connected to God, I'm praying, I'm reading, I'm communing, I'm meditating. When I'm doing those things on a consistent basis, I have found that that has also led to better mental health. Instead of self-medicating with other habits or addictions that will give in the moment a quick burst of adrenaline or other soothing hormones, instead being able to draw in the spiritual and allow that to fill my body, my mind with greater light and greater knowledge and understanding, it allows me to further my mental state. For example, I serve in my church. I also read with my children. I study scriptures. I sometimes give talks. I serve in our temples. There are things that I do on a regular basis that can take me out of what it is I'm stressed and worried about. Maybe it's with family or work. So we'll stay to the work thing here. So if you're struggling with work, be more spiritual. Serve others. I found that as I'm serving others and as I take myself away from my current condition, it allows me to let go of the focus. I may be holding on too tight to the things that I really care about, the things that are stressing me. But if I can let go and I can go focus on somebody else and helping them or helping others or connecting with God in whatever way, it allows me to let go. Second, with my physical health, I love to mountain bike. I also love to snowboard when there's snow in the mountains, which there's going to be until like August this year here in northern Utah. But I put my board away last month, and I find when I'm able to get out on the mountain bike, get in the mountains, and work out, even in we have a home gym. We work out in a home gym, but likely if I can get out in the mountains and get on my mountain bike and just enjoy, feel the speed, the adrenaline, sweat, do all of the mountain bike activities that get me really pumped up. When I can do those things, again, it allows for that same release. I'm thinking in a different part of my brain. I'm not focused on what's going on at work. I'm not focused on what my clients need from me. I'm able to disconnect. And that disconnect really does allow me, as I'm working out my body, to not only feel adrenaline, but also it also allows me to feel other hormones that the body's saying, hey, good job. You're working out. You're doing awesome. So it does give me a boost, a natural high. And I'm not addicted to exercise. Okay. Um, I've always been fit. I've always been slim. That's my body composition, my makeup. And I've been able to use that for endurance sports, for mountain biking, for playing soccer, volleyball, whatever it has been for me that's allowed me to do those kinds of sports. I've been keen on it and I've loved it and embraced it eventually in my life. However, what I want to really emphasize here is that the more that we're able to disconnect, the more that we're able to set boundaries and work on those things that can help our mental health through spiritual and physical related health, not only will allow us to disconnect, but also these are the same areas of life that I found consistently for the last 16, 17 years of doing this type of research and work with others, that they really want spiritually connection. They want physical health. Spiritual and physical health are one of usually the top 2 or 3 areas of life that when people come to me and say, I really want to live my highest priorities, those are 2 of the 4. And so not only getting a benefit of improving your mental health, right away, you're getting some hit from hormones that say, yes, great job, or spiritual feelings, but you're also allowing yourself to disconnect. You're spending and making the time for some of those highest priorities in your life. So go do it. I promise you that as you make time for your highest priorities, you make time for your physical and spiritual, it will affect your mental health. It'll improve it because it's all connected. We do have to understand that it's all connected. And I know that as you do that, as I do that, I am able to better live my life on purpose. If you like this episode, if you want to hear more, I'm throwing out monologues here and there throughout this next time period on the podcast. If you loved it, please let us know. Like us, go ahead, give us a great rating. Email me, travis@travisperry.com. Let us know what you might want to hear about more in these balanced growth shows for the future. Signing off, Dr. Travis Perry. Remember to live